Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Idris Zafri bin Zahruddin and my student ID is 2021800034.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Zikr Haziq bin Muhammad Shamsul Hisham. My student ID 2021800386.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Taufik bin Ahmad Zulkifli and my student ID is 2021460904.
Today we have to present about matrices. Matrix is simply an array of numbers organized into rows and columns. Now this is an example of matrix. There are a lot type of size matrix, which is here we have 2x3 matrix, which means 2 rows and 3 columns. Next 3x3, which is 3 rows and columns. Then we have 3x1 and lastly 2x5. But there are also type of matrix. First, identity matrix. It must be a square matrix. What is square matrix? Square matrix is the size of matrix have the same rows and columns, like 2x2 or 4x4. Next, all elements other than the main diagonal entries are 0, and all elements in main diagonal entries are 1, which is what we call the leading. Second, we have the type 0 matrix. This matrix is simply to identify. It needs to be a square matrix, and of course all the entries are 0. Next, the matrix also have basic operation that we can apply, such as firstly addition or subtraction. It can be only plus or minus with the same size of matrix. Second, we have scalar multiplication, which is there is scalar outside the matrix in form of k times matrix of A. So k will times with all the elements in matrix. And lastly, transpose matrix. This operation is just like a swap a row and column as we can see on the example. Inverse matrix. Inverse matrix also need to be a square matrix. So this is method how to inverse the matrix. 1 over AD minus BC times matrix of swap place A with D and negative B and C. Next is row operation method. This is the basic thing we have to know. There is 3 operations we can use. First is interchange. We swap the row 1 with row 2 or swap row 3 with row 2. Second is scalar. For example, we want to change a 3 become 1, so we have to time with scalar or the scalar of 1 over 3. And last, we can also addition and subtraction with another row. For example, in row 3 we have 4 and row 1 has 2. So to change 4 become 0, we can use row 3 minus 2 row 1, which is 4 minus 2 times 2 and become 0. Now we move to row echelon method. When given a matrix which is square matrix, for the example is matrix 3x3, we have to change the main diagonal 0, 3, 2 become 1, which is the leading. And difference between row echelon form and reduced row echelon form is the element above the leading. Row echelon doesn't necessarily to become 0, but reduced row echelon form must be 0. And now we move to the question.
By using matrix method, the first step to calculate the price for vaccination A and price for vaccination B is we must equate them into 2 separate equations from the same company. So, given price of vaccine A equals X and price of vaccine B equals Y. So the first equation is 5x plus 2y equals 1071. The second equation is 5x plus 8y equals 2159. The second step is we must put them into matrix form. And so the matrix form is 5, 3, 2, 8, 1071 and 2159. Now we shall use the reduced echelon method. The first transformation is R1 to 1 over 5 R1. The matrix form is 1, 3, 2 over 5, 8, 1071 over 5, and 2159. Then R2 to R2 minus 3 R1. The matrix form is 1, 0, 2, 5, 34 over 5, 1071 over 5, and 7582 over 5. Then R2 to 5 over 34 R2. The matrix form is 1, 0, 2 over 5, 1, 1071 over 5, and 223. Now we got the reduced echelon form of the matrix. So now we got to do the second equation. So we can use the substitution technique. The first equation is x plus 2 over y 2 over 5y equals 1071 over 5. The second equation is y equals 223. Now we has got the value for y. Then substitute the value of y into the first equation. So we got x plus 2 over 5 multiplied by 223 equals 1071 over 5. 5x plus 446 equals 1071. So 5x equals 625 and x equals to 125. So now let's get the price for both vaccine. And price for vaccine A is 125 and price of vaccine B is 223.
Okay, now for question 2. A supplier supplies muffins and donuts to Sekolah Sri Maju and Sekolah Sri Jaya. Table 1 shows the information of the supply. Calculate the price in ringgit for a muffin and a donut. First, we let the price of muffin equal to x and the price of a donut equal to y. So from the table, we get the equation 70x plus 30y equals to 66.5 and 35x plus 60y equals to 49. Then we convert the equation into a matrix and we can change it into the RE form. So first, we reduce row 1 by multiplying it by 1 over 70, so we can change 70 into 1. And then as for row 2, we need to make sure the space below 1 is 0, so we change row 2 by subtracting 35 times row 1 from it. Then we continue with row 2 by multiplying it by 1 over 45, which gives us the RE form of the matrix. And then we substitute it back into the formula, and we get x plus 3 over 7y equals to 19 over 20, and y equals to 7 over 20. And we substitute y equals 7 over 20 into the first equation, and we get x equals to 4 over 5, which we can conclude the price of a muffin equals to 80 cents and the price of a donut equals to 35 cents.
For the conclusion, this chapter introduced matrix as a way of representing data. Matrix will be used to organize data as well as to solve for variables. And that's all from us. Thank you.